Hello and welcome to MA 222. My name is Matthew Brenneman. I'm the instructor, and I'm going to give you a portion of the introductory material for this course a little bit early because I want to make sure that you're prepared and you have everything you need to get started when class begins. And so the second part of this presentation I'm going to put up on Friday, we're going to cover now, which is getting access to the course materials. Now, we're going to actually have everything we need in this class bundled in a single package called MyLab and Mastering, and that's put out by a company called Pearson. And there are two different options you have for purchasing MyLab and Mastering. Both of them are going to require that we go through our Canvas course homepage. And so part of the reason why I didn't intentionally give the information for the text is because this particular author has written several different texts, and there are certain versions that look similar, but they aren't. And we also have a special code that allows us to get a reduced rate because we're only needing an 18-week rather than a 24-week course. So what I want to do is I want to show you first how to get into Pearson through our Canvas course page if you haven't done that before. So first you're going to go ahead and get into our Canvas course homepage, and when you do, you'll see a menu on the left-hand side. You want to click on the link that says My Lab and Mastering. And when you do that, another page will pop up, and you want to click that orange link that says Open My Lab and Mastering. Click that little icon there. Now, a couple of helpful hints. The first is that you have to make sure that your browser enables pop-ups from Pearson. And so if you're clicking on that orange link and nothing's happening, depending on the browser that you're using, you can usually go up in the right far side of the URL bar, and you'll see a little notification you can click and enable pop-ups. If not, you can usually go through settings, and under privacy and security, you'll see an option for enabling pop-ups from Pearson. Say that 3 times quick, right? Now, as far as the browser goes, the 3 best browsers to use with Pearson are going to be Chrome, Firefox, and Safari. I would not recommend Edge or Explorer. They tend not to work and play well with Pearson. Myself, I use Chrome. I don't have any issues. The second thing is that you don't need a course ID. So every once in a while, students will happen to get a weird stray link and somehow end up on a page that requires they have a course ID, and they'll email me and ask me what it is. And actually, I can't disclose it. If you have the course ID, you can do various things to the course. And so I'm not permitted to give it out. So if you find yourself navigating somehow to a site where it's asking you that, you ended up in the wrong place. Now, one thing you will need is you'll need a Pearson account. So after you click on that Open My Lab and Mastering orange icon, a new window will appear, and you'll see something like this. If you have ever had an account with Pearson while you're at Embry-Riddle, you want to go ahead and log in using your credentials that's on the left-hand side of this page. Pearson only allows 1 unique account per student. I imagine that has to do with issues of academic integrity or something like that. If you've forgotten your information, if it's been a year ago since you've had that course, you might want to go back and search your Embry-Riddle email, or you can request your credentials by clicking down here on the Forgot Username and Password link. If you've never had a Pearson account, go ahead and create one, and it will ask you to fill out some very common fields. It'll ask you for your email address. It's a good idea to use your Embry-Riddle email address so everything is kind of synced to your Embry-Riddle account. Now, this is the actual My Math Lab and Mastering package we're going to use. The text is called Elementary Statistics Using Excel. It's the 6th edition, and it's by Triola. So that's what you're going to get. And when you are trying to purchase it through Pearson, you're going to see there are 3 different ways to do that. So the first is to use an access code. And you want to make sure that you get this access code through the bookstore. Okay, so if you're if you type in shoperau.com, okay, this will take you to our online university bookstore, and it will ask you to find the course. And I've already typed it in here, okay? So it's MA 222, and you can type in whatever section you want, whatever section you're in, okay? And when you click on that, the link will appear for you to go ahead and purchase it. Okay, so you're all set up. And what you'll get is you'll get an access code. And then what you'll do is you'll come back to this Canvas page, click on this, enter your access code, and you should be good to go. The other option is that you can click on this right-hand side icon where it says use credit card or PayPal. And if you do that, you want to make sure that you choose the 18-month version of this course because you'll get a lower rate. Now, there is one last option, which is you can choose temporary access for 14 days. And sometimes this is useful if your financial aid hasn't come in. So I know sometimes for veterans, their financial aid doesn't exactly sync with when classes start. You can do that. Some people might be wondering whether or not they're going to drop the course. Okay, that's also is a good reason to use temporary access. However, if you don't have to use it, I would recommend you don't. And I can tell you that what happens with a lot of students who choose this option is they don't really keep track of the deadline, and the deadline elapses. And sometimes what can happen is you'll lose all of that coursework you've done in 14 days. And we cover easily 2 chapters in that period of time. So you don't want that to happen to you. So a good idea to do one of these first 2 options and not use temporary access if you don't have to. Okay, what happens if you get stuck, right? So this is Pooh Bear getting stuck here, right? The first thing you can do is you can contact Pearson support. They're usually pretty good. This is one of the reasons why I suggest you try to get on purchasing the course materials as soon as possible, though, because once school starts, the phone queues become quite long. If you contact Pearson and you can't get it resolved, make sure you get a case number and then contact me and I can call them and I can help you resolve that. Okay, I know people at Pearson and we can get that taken care of pretty quickly. One of the things you can do also, if you want, is you can post a comment to this YouTube video and explain your difficulty. And if someone answers your problem and it satisfactorily resolves it, they'll get extra credit. So you can get help from a classmate and they can get extra credit. Win-win situation. Okay, I hope that's pretty straightforward. And if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Thank you.